This video is really about my discovering that USB 5V to 12V converter cables exist for small money. And yes, I know they've probably been around for ages, but better late than never. My TP-Link router has been a workhorse, providing great internet speeds attached to a pointing aerial. However, there's not much it can do when the power goes down. As well as mitigating for power cuts, to my surprise, my 400 watts of solar panels have been producing more than 2 kilowatt hours a day, even up here on the west coast of Scotland, aided by the long days of light at this time of the year. So much so that I've got overcapacity, and with all my 5V cooking and desktop computing needs satisfied with power banks and power stations, there was just the 12V appliances to deal with. I had already bought a 9V iGreely step-up converter cable for my Lakato looper after spending hours searching for a solution, so trying out a 12V variant was an obvious next step for the router and UEFI security camera system. The iGreely DC 5V USB to 9 or 12V DC 5521 step-up converter cables have worked impeccably. However, they did highlight the differences in efficiency of my power banks. The TP-Link router states a 12V at 1.5 amps input, and the UEFI security hub requires 2 amps at 12V. I ran a comparison on the router and rotated a Boden's 166 Wh mini power station, a PowerAdd Pro 185 Wh power bank, and a 2-spon 50 amp hour power bank. Using the 5V USB outputs on all three, the Bodens delivered a noteworthy 137.5 Wh and lasted 32 hours and 6 minutes. This equates to an 83% efficiency, which is not too shabby given the 32-hour runtime. The PowerAdd Pro delivered 172.4 Wh over 40 hours and 37 minutes, which represents an excellent 93% efficiency, which is just astonishing. I tested the 2-spon twice, and despite the claimed 50 amp hour capacity, I got 101 Wh over 23 hours and 24 minutes and 94.4 Wh over 22 hours and 50 minutes. So it is either very inefficient, or more likely the amp hours are coming from a battery with a voltage somewhere between 2.2 and 2.5 volts instead of the typical 3.7 volts for lithium batteries. Either way, it explains why the watt-hour capacity for the 2-spon is impossible to find. However, it was so cheap, so that each watt-hour comes in at about 26 pence. So there you have it, my 5V and now 12V appliances are now powered from my solar setup. It's all good.